Maya Chen had lived in apartment 4B for exactly 3 days when she first heard it. The melody drifted through the wall at 11:47 p.m. She remembered checking her phone, annoyed at being pulled from sleep. It was piano music, melancholic and beautiful, with a haunting quality that made her chest tighten. The same progression of chords over and over, like whoever was playing couldn't quite finish the piece or didn't want to. She pressed her ear against the cool wall, listening. The apartment building in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood was old, built in the 1920s, with walls that seemed designed to share every conversation, every footstep, every late-night musical interlude. Maya had chosen it for the location and the rent she could barely afford on her graphic designer salary. Not for the acoustics. The music stopped abruptly at midnight. As if governed by some internal timer, Maya lay back down, but sleep wouldn't come. She kept hearing the melody in her head, trying to place it. It wasn't classical, she didn't think. Something modern, maybe even original. The next night, it happened again. 11:47 p.m., the same haunting progression. On the third night, Maya was ready. She sat on her bed with her laptop, recording software open, capturing the music through the wall. When it stopped at midnight, she played it back, listening to the slightly muffled recording. "Who are you?" she whispered to the wall. Maya learned her neighbor's name from the mailboxes in the lobby, S. Rodriguez. Apartment 4. She began timing her comings and goings, hoping for a glimpse, but S. Rodriguez seemed to keep vampire hours. The only evidence of her existence was the mighty piano ritual and occasionally hearing footsteps in the hallway at odd hours. It became an obsession. Maya would lie in bed, waiting for 11:47, feeling her heart rate pick up as the time approached. The music had become part of her routine, something she needed. On the rare nights when it didn't come only twice in 3 weeks, she felt strangely bereft, staring at the ceiling. Wondering what was wrong, her best friend Jenna noticed the distraction during their weekly coffee meet. "You're a million miles away," Jenna said, waving a hand in front of Maya's face. "Let me guess it's a woman." Maya laughed. "I haven't even seen her. But you want to." She plays piano every night. The same song or piece of a song. It's beautiful and sad, and I can't stop thinking about it." "About her?" Jenna raised an eyebrow. "So knock on her door and say what?" "Hi, I've been obsessively listening to you play piano through our shared wall." "Yes, exactly that." Minus the word obsessively, but Maya couldn't. The mystery was part of the appeal, she told herself. The music was a story she was reading one note at a time. And she wasn't ready for the final chapter. Then on a rainy Thursday afternoon in October, Maya finally saw her. She was coming home from the grocery store, arms full of bags, struggling with her keys in the building's entrance. A voice behind her said, "Let me help." Maya turned and nearly dropped everything. The woman was tall, several inches taller than Maya's 5'6", with dark hair pulled back in a messy bun, revealing a face that could only be described as striking rather than conventionally pretty. High cheekbones, a strong jawline, and eyes so dark they were almost black. She wore paint-stained jeans and an oversized flannel shirt, and she moved with an unconscious grace as she held the door open. "Thanks," Maya managed, slipping inside. "You're in 4B, right?" the woman asked, following her to the stairs. "I'm Sofia, 4A, Maya." Her voice came out higher than intended. I hear you play piano. It's beautiful." Something flickered across Sofia's face, surprise, maybe, or discomfort. "The walls are thin." "Sorry if it bothers you." No, not at all. I love it, really." They climbed the stairs in silence. At the 4th floor, Sofia offered a small smile and disappeared into her apartment, leaving Maya standing in the hallway. Heart-pounding. After that first encounter, Maya saw Sofia more often. Though whether by coincidence or careful timing on her own part, she couldn't quite say. They developed a habit of small talk in the hallway, by the mailboxes. In the building's cramped laundry room. Maya learned that Sofia was a painter, working mostly nights, which explained the schedule. She taught art classes at a community center 3 days a week to pay the bills. She'd moved to Seattle from San Diego 2 years ago after a breakup she didn't elaborate on. She drank her coffee black and was allergic to cats, which disappointed Maya, who'd been considering getting one. What Maya didn't tell Sofia was that she'd become a student of those nightly piano sessions. She'd figured out that the piece was original, something Sofia was composing. She could track Sofia's mood by the playing some nights angry and discordant, others slow and mournful. Occasionally, really, something almost hopeful creeping into the melody. 3 weeks after their first meeting, Sofia knocked on Maya's door. "Hey," she said when Maya answered, looking uncharacteristically uncertain. "This is weird, but would you want to get coffee?" Actually coffee, not hallway coffee conversation. Maya's heart did something complicated. Yes, absolutely yes. They went to a cafe 2 blocks away, settling into a corner booth with mismatched chairs and local art on the walls. Sofia wrapped both hands around her mug, studying Maya with those intense dark eyes. "I'm going to be honest," Sofia said. "I don't make friends easily. I tend to keep people at a distance. But there's something about you're easy to talk to. And I could use a friend right now." The word friend should have been neutral, but Maya felt it like a small wound. Still, she smiled. "I could use one too." They talked for 3 hours. Sofia told her about growing up in a big Mexican-American family, the only queer kid among 5 siblings, the odd one out who chose art over the practical careers her parents had hoped for. Maya shared her own story coming out in college, her parents' slow acceptance, the series of relationships that never quite worked out. "I think I fall too hard too fast," Maya admitted. "I build up these elaborate fantasies about who someone is before I really know them." Sofia's expression was unreadable. Is that a warning? Maybe, or a confession. As they walked home, rain beginning to fall, Sofia said, "The song you hear every night, I'm trying to finish it. I've been working on it for 8 months, and I can't get past the same point. It's about someone I lost. Or pushed away, more accurately." Maya wanted to ask more. But Sofia's body language had closed off. Shoulders hunched against more than just the rain. That night, the music came at 11:47 as always. But this time, Maya heard it differently. This wasn't just a melody. It was grief made audible, a heart trying to say what words couldn't. She pressed her palm flat against the wall. As if she could reach through to Sofia. In the morning, she would find that Sofia had done the same thing, leaving a handprint in blue paint on the other side. 2 hands separated by plaster and paint and all the things they hadn't yet said to each other. November arrived with early darkness and persistent rain. The kind of Seattle weather that made the city feel like it existed underwater. Maya found herself living for the moments with Sofia, the planned coffee dates that became twice-weekly rituals, the impromptu hallway conversations. The night Sofia invited her in to see her studio, Sofia's apartment was chaos, organized by some internal logic only she understood. Canvases leaned against every wall, some finished, others barely started. Paint tubes and brushes covered every surface. The piano sat in the corner, an old upright that had seen better days, its surface scarred and stained. "Sorry about the mess," Sofia said, though she didn't sound particularly sorry. "I'm not good at the whole domestic thing." Maya moved through the space slowly, studying the paintings. They were abstract, mostly, explosions of color and emotion that made her chest tighten. But there were figures too, shadowy and distinct, always seeming to be leaving the frame. "These are incredible," Maya said. "Why aren't they in galleries?" Sofia shrugged, uncomfortable with the praise. "I had a few shows in San Diego before, but I don't know Pudding. Them out there feels like stripping naked in public. Art is supposed to make you vulnerable." "Exactly. Why I hate it." But Sofia was smiling. They ordered Thai food and ate sitting on the floor, backs against Sofia's couch, talking about everything and nothing. Maya learned that Sofia had studied classical piano as a child but gave it up for painting in high school, that she missed her family but couldn't handle their questions about her love life, that she'd been in therapy on and off for years, working through depression and anxiety. "I'm probably too much of a mess for friendship," Sofia said, only half joking. "Fair warning. We're all messes," Maya replied. "Anyone who says different is lying." As the night wore on, Maya became hyper-aware of Sofia's proximity, the way their shoulders touched, the casual brush of fingers when passing the wine bottle. She wondered if Sofia felt it too, this electric thing between them, or if it was all in Maya's head, another elaborate fantasy. At midnight, Sofia stood. "I should let you go. Early class tomorrow." At the door, Maya turned back. The song, play it for me sometime? Not through the wall. Here where I can watch. Sofia's expression went carefully blank. Maybe when it's finished. Maya learned about Elena by accident. She'd stopped by Sofia's apartment to drop off a book she'd mentioned wanting to read. Knocking when there was no answer, but hearing voices inside. The door was cracked open, and through it, she could hear Sofia talking to someone. I told you not to come here, Sofia was saying. Voice tight with emotion. I just wanted to see you. Another woman's voice, soft and pleading. I miss you, Sof. I made a mistake. Maya knew she should leave, but she stood frozen in the hallway. You made a choice, Sofia said. You chose her. You don't get to come back now that it didn't work out. It was always you. I was just scared. I don't care anymore. Elena, you need to leave. The door opened suddenly and a petite blonde woman rushed out. Nearly colliding with Maya, their eyes met briefly, the woman's red-rimmed, and surprised before she hurried past. Sofia appeared in the doorway, looking wrecked. When she saw Maya, something crumbled in her expression. How much did you hear? Enough. I'm sorry, I was just dropping off. Maya held up the book, USCLES. Sofia took it, fingers brushing Maya's. Come in, please. Inside, Sofia collapsed onto the couch, head in her hands. Maya sat beside her, maintaining a careful distance. That was Elena, Sofia finally said. My ex. The one I moved here to get away from. You don't have to tell me, I want to. Sofia looked up, eyes fierce. We were together for 4 years. Living together, talking about marriage. Then she met someone at work and decided she needed to explore her options. She wanted to keep me around while she figured out what she wanted. I couldn't do it. So I left everything, my life, my friends, the gallery I was showing at, and came here to start over. I'm sorry. The song I play every night? I started writing it the day I moved into this apartment. It was supposed to be about closure, about moving on. But I can't finish it because I don't know how it ends. How do you write an ending when you're still stuck in the middle? Maya didn't think, just reached out and took Sofia's hand. Sofia's fingers tightened around hers, holding on like a lifeline. She wants me back, Sofia whispered. She says she made a mistake, but it was always me. What do you want? I don't know. For months, I wanted her to say exactly that. Now she has, and all I feel is angry. And tired, and... She looked at Maya, something vulnerable in her expression. And confused about other things too. The moment stretched between them, loaded with possibility. Maya's heart hammered. She wanted to close the distance, to kiss away the pain in Sofia's eyes, but she forced herself to stay still. You don't have to decide anything tonight, Maya said softly. Or tomorrow. Or any time before you're ready. Sofia pulled her hand away, standing abruptly. I should be alone right now. I'm sorry, I understand. Maya stood too, moving toward the door. I'm here, though. Whenever you need me. That night, there was no music through the wall. For a week, Sofia avoided her. Maya caught glimpses of her coming and going, but the hallway conversation stopped. The coffee dates disappeared. The nightly music was sporadic, sometimes not coming at all. Other times playing until 2 or 3 in the morning. Aggressive and unfinished, Maya tried to give her space. But on the 8th night of silence, she couldn't take it anymore. She knocked on Sofia's door at 9 p.m. Sofia answered looking like she hadn't slept. Wearing paint-stained sweats and a tank top, hair wild. Did I ruin our friendship? Maya asked without preamble. Because if I did, tell me how to fix it. Sofia stared at her, then laughed a broken, exhausted sound. No, God, no. Come in, the apartment was even more chaotic than before. New canvases everywhere, all of them dark and turbulent. Empty coffee cups and takeout containers littered every surface. I've been painting, Sofia said unnecessarily. Trying to work through some things. And Elena? Told her I needed time. That I couldn't give her an answer. She went back to San Diego. Sofia sank onto the piano bench, running her fingers over the keys without pressing down. Maya, I need to tell you something. I've been avoiding you because you complicate things. I complicate things. You make me feel. Sofia struggled for words. When I'm around you, I forget to be miserable. I forget to guard myself. And that terrifies me. Maya's pulse quickened. Why does that terrify you? Sofia finally looked at her directly. Because I'm falling for you. And I don't trust myself. I don't trust my judgment. Elena destroyed that trust, and now I don't know what's real and what's just me being desperate and lonely. The confession hung in the air between them. Maya crossed the room slowly, sitting beside Sofia on the piano bench. Can I tell you what I think is real? Sofia nodded, not looking at her. I think real is the way I listen for your music every night. The way I've memorized every version of that unfinished song. The way coffee tastes better when I'm drinking it with you. The way my whole day gets better when I see you in the hallway. Maya took a breath. I think I'm falling for you too. And maybe that's not what you need right now. Maybe I'm just another complication. But I'm not going anywhere. Friend or more, I'm not going anywhere. Sofia's hands moved to the keys, playing the opening notes of her song. But this time she didn't stop at the familiar point. The melody continued, evolving into something new, still melancholic. But with an undertone of hope, of possibility. Maya watched her hands move. The concentration on her face, the way her whole body engaged with the music. When Sofia finally stopped, the silence felt full rather than empty. I can't promise you anything, Sofia said quietly. I'm still figuring out who I am without Elena, what I want, where I'm going. I might hurt you. I might be too broken for this. I'm willing to risk it. Sofia turned to face her. And Maya saw everything in her eyes, fear and want and uncertainty and something that might be the beginning of love. Okay, Sofia whispered. Okay, let's risk it. Maya didn't kiss her that night. They sat together on the piano bench, shoulders touching, listening to the rain against the windows, learning the shape of this new thing growing between them. But later, lying in her own bed, Maya heard the song start at 11:47, and for the first time in 8 months, Sofia played through to an ending tentative and unpolished. But an ending nonetheless. They took it slow, Sofia's request, Maya's willing agreement. They continued their coffee dates, adding long walks around the city despite the rain. Maya learned the geography of Sofia's moods, when to push and when to give space. When silence was comfortable and when it meant Sofia was spiraling. Thanksgiving approached, and both of them were staying in Seattle, Sofia unable to face her family's questions. Maya having spent her limited vacation time earlier in the year. Let's make dinner together, Maya suggested. Neither of us should be alone. They spent Thanksgiving Day in Sofia's apartment, attempting to cook a turkey in an oven that ran too hot and making sides from YouTube tutorials. The kitchen became a disaster zone, flour everywhere. Maya laughing as Sofia tried to rescue burning rolls. This is a catastrophe, Sofia said. But she was smiling, genuinely smiling. In a way Maya hadn't seen before. This is perfect. They ate dinner sitting on the floor again. Their traditional spot now, the too dry turkey and lumpy mashed potatoes, somehow delicious anyway. Sofia opened a bottle of good wine she'd been saving, and they got pleasantly tipsy, trading stories about family holiday disasters. My mother once burned a turkey so badly, Sofia said, that we ended up ordering Chinese food and pretending that was the plan all along. My abuela was horrified. My parents' first Thanksgiving after I came out was so awkward, Maya shared. My mom kept asking if I was seeing anyone in this very careful voice, like she was afraid of the answer. My dad just kept passing me food and not making eye contact. Are they better now? Yeah, it took time, but yeah. They love me. They just needed to adjust their expectations. Sofia was quiet for a moment. I envy that. My family loves me too, but I don't think they'll ever really understand. My mother still introduces me as her artistic daughter, like that explains everything. You could bring someone home. Let them see you happy, maybe someday. Sofia looked at her, wine brave and vulnerable. Maybe with you. The statement should have been terrifying. They'd only been officially, whatever they were, for a few weeks. But it felt natural, like something already true. They cleaned up together, moving around each other in the small kitchen with easy familiarity. Maya washed, Sofia dried, and when Sofia reached across her for a dish towel, their faces ended up inches apart. The kiss happened so naturally it felt inevitable. Sofia's lips were soft, tasting of wine and the pumpkin pie they'd attempted. Maya's hands found Sofia's waist, pulling her closer. And Sofia made a small sound that sent heat through Maya's entire body. They broke apart slowly, foreheads resting together. "I've wanted to do that for weeks," Sofia whispered. "So have I. I'm still scared." "I know. But I want this. I want you." They kissed again, slower this time, learning the shape of each other. When they finally pulled apart, Sofia took Maya's hand and led her to the couch. Pulling her down to cuddle, Maya's back against Sofia's front. Sofia's arms wrapped around her. They stayed like that for hours, watching the lights of the city through the rain-streaked windows, not talking. Just being. December brought the first snow, and Elena's return. Maya was leaving for work when she saw her in the lobby, clearly waiting. The blonde woman looked up, recognition and something like guilt crossing her face. "You're Maya," Elena said. "Sofia's neighbor." "And you're Elena." Maya kept her voice neutral. "I need to see her." "She won't answer my calls." "Maybe that's your answer." Elena's expression hardened. "You don't understand our history. What we had. You're just a rebound, something to make her feel better about us ending." The words hit exactly where they were meant to, finding every insecurity Maya harbored. But she kept her voice steady. "That's for Sofia to decide, not you. She'd come back to me. She always does." Maya walked past her without responding, but the encounter left her shaken. At work, she couldn't focus, Elena's words playing on a loop. Was she just a rebound? A distraction? She texted Sofia. Elena was in the lobby. "Wanted you to know." The response came immediately. "I'm so sorry." "Are you okay? Can we talk tonight?" "Of course. Come over after work." But when Maya arrived at Sofia's apartment that evening, voices carried through the door. Elena was inside. "Can't just show up like this," Sofia was saying, sounding exhausted. "I've asked you to give me space. I bought a plane ticket. I'm staying at a hotel downtown. I have meetings with galleries here, legitimate reason to be in town." Elena's voice was cajoling. "But yes, I also came to see you. To remind you what we had. What we had is over. Is it? Or are you running away again, hiding behind someone new so you don't have to face your real feelings?" Maya knocked, unable to listen anymore. Sofia opened the door, relief washing over her face. "Maya," she reached for her hand, pulling her inside. Elena was just leaving. Elena stood in the middle of the room, polished and beautiful in a way that made Maya feel young and uncertain. "So this is serious," Elena said, looking between them. "I didn't realize." "It is," Sofia said firmly. "And you need to respect that. Does she know? Does she know about your patterns? How you fall hard and fast and then panic? How you sabotage things when they get real?" Elena's voice was cruel. "I give it 3 months before you push her away like you pushed me away." "You cheated on me," Sofia said, voice shaking with anger. "I didn't push you away. You left. I made a mistake. You need to leave now." Elena looked at Maya one more time. Something like pity in her expression before walking out. The silence after the door closed was crushing. "Is it true?" Maya asked quietly. "Do you sabotage things?" Sofia sank onto the couch, head in her hands. "I don't know. Maybe my therapist thinks I have attachment issues. I get close to people and then panic, convince myself they're going to leave and push them away first." She looked up, eyes wet. "I'm working on it. I'm trying not to do that with you." Maya sat beside her. "What she said about being a rebound, you're not." Sofia took her hands. "You're not a rebound or a distraction or any of the things she implied. You're the first person I've wanted to let in since everything fell apart." "That's terrifying, but it's also real." "I need you to promise me something," Maya said. "If you start to panic, if you start to push me away, talk to me first. Don't just run." "I promise." But Maya, she wasn't entirely wrong. "I am scared. I do have patterns. I might hurt you without meaning to. Then we'll work through it together." They held each other until the fear subsided, until breathing came easier. Later, Sofia played the piano. The song now had a fully realized ending, though she was still refining the middle sections. Maya lay on the couch watching, letting the music wash over her. "Stay tonight," Sofia said when she finished playing. "Just sleep. I want to wake up with you here." They lay in Sofia's bed, fully clothed, wrapped around each other. Outside, snow fell silently, blanketing the city in white. The holidays passed in a blur of new traditions. They decorated Maya's apartment together. Sofia's had no room for a tree. They exchanged presents on Christmas morning. Maya gave Sofia expensive brushes she'd been coveting. Sofia gave Maya a small painting of the view from their building's roof, done in blues and golds that made the ordinary extraordinary. "It's how I see the city now," Sofia said. "Since meeting you, more beautiful." On New Year's Eve, they went to a party thrown by some of Sofia's art friends, a loft space in Georgetown filled with creative types and flowing wine. Maya felt out of place at first, the only one there with a normal job. But Sofia kept a hand on her back, introducing her as my girlfriend with pride that made Maya's heart soar at midnight. They kissed while fireworks lit up the sky outside, and Maya thought, this is happiness. "This is what I've been waiting for." January brought a commission for Sofia. A local gallery wanted 3 pieces for a group show focused on queer artists. She threw herself into the work, painting for 12 and 14 hours at a time, forgetting to eat, running on coffee and nervous energy. Maya took to bringing her food, sitting quietly in the corner of the studio while Sofia worked. Sometimes Sofia would talk while she painted, working through ideas about color and composition and meaning. Other times, they existed in comfortable silence. "I want to paint you," Sofia said one evening, looking up from a canvas covered in violent reds and oranges. Not in a creepy, objectifying way. More like, "I want to capture how you make me feel." "How do I make you feel?" Sofia considered. "Steady. Like I'm standing on solid ground for the first time in years. But also alive, like everything is more vibrant, more possible." She smiled self-consciously. "Is that too much?" "It's perfect." The painting session happened on a Sunday afternoon. Sofia positioned Maya on the couch, reading a book, natural light from the windows falling across her face. "Just relax," Sofia instructed. "Pretend I'm not here." "That's impossible." "You're always here." Maya gestured to her head, her heart. Sofia's expression was soft. "Yeah, you too." They fell into a routine. Maya worked her 9 to 5, came home to find Sofia either painting or teaching or sleeping off a long night of work. They had dinner together most nights, trading stories about their days. On weekends, they explored the city, hiking in the surrounding mountains when weather permitted, visiting museums and galleries, discovering hole-in-the-wall restaurants. Sofia met Maya's friends. Jenna pulled Maya aside at brunch one Sunday, saying, "She's good for you. I haven't seen you this happy in years." "I haven't been this happy in years." "Just be careful. I can see how hard you're falling." Too late for careful. Maya met Sofia's art community, an eclectic group of painters, sculptors, and installation artists who accepted her with easy warmth. She learned to talk about art with some confidence, understanding enough to ask intelligent questions even if she couldn't create it herself. But there were hard days too. Days when Sofia woke up in a dark mood, depression settling over her like a fog. Maya learned to recognize the signs: Sofia getting quiet, withdrawing, the self-deprecating comments increasing. "I'm no good at this," Sofia said one night after snapping at Maya over something trivial. "You should be with someone who doesn't come with so much baggage." "I don't want someone else." "I want you. All of you, including the hard parts." "Why?" "Because the hard parts are part of what makes you who you are. And I love who you are." It was the first time either of them had said the word love. It hung in the air between them, huge and terrifying and true. Sofia started crying, not sad tears, but something else. Release, maybe relief. "I love you too," she whispered. "God help me, I love you too." They made love for the first time that night. Slow and careful, learning each other's bodies with the same attention Sofia paid to her art. Afterward, tangled together in sheets that smelled like paint and Maya's lavender shampoo. Sofia traced patterns on Maya's skin. "I'm going to mess this up," Sofia said quietly. "At some point, I'm going to panic or sabotage or do something stupid. Probably. And you're still here. I'm still here." Outside, The nightly piano music started, but it wasn't coming from Sofia's apartment. Maya had started playing the recording she'd made months ago, a reminder of how this all began. How a song through a wall had led to this moment of absolute certainty. Sofia recognized it, laughing with surprise. You recorded it? The first night. I couldn't stop thinking about it. About you. Played again. Maya reached for her phone, and they listened together to the scratchy recording of those early, unfinished notes, a song about loss that had somehow become a beginning instead of an ending. February brought Sofia's gallery opening, and with it a level of stress Maya hadn't seen before. Sofia stopped sleeping, stopped eating properly, second-guessed every brushstroke. The 3 paintings she created were stunning abstract pieces that somehow captured the essence of transformation, of chrysalis moments before emergence, the night before the opening. Sofia had a panic attack, hyperventilating in her apartment while Maya held her, talking her through breathing exercises. I can't do this, Sofia gasped. Everyone's going to see them and know. They're going to know everything. Know what? That they're about you. About us. About me falling in love and being terrified of it. Maya stroked her hair. And that's bad because it's vulnerable. Because art is supposed to be universal, not this. This confession. Your art has always been confession. That's what makes it powerful. The opening was packed. Maya stood beside Sofia, playing supportive girlfriend, watching people react to the paintings. She saw it now, the journey Sofia had captured. The first piece was dark, chaotic, angry. The second showed the emergence of color, tentative hope. The third was brilliant with golds and blues, the same ones from Maya's Christmas, present with 2 shadowy figures reaching toward each other. A critic from the Seattle Times spent 20 minutes in front of the third painting. Sofia gripped Maya's hand so hard it hurt. They're extraordinary, the critic finally said, turning to Sofia. There's a narrative here about queer love, about finding yourself after loss. It's raw and honest in a way we don't see often enough. The review that ran the following week called Sofia a talent to watch, and said the paintings showcase the transformative power of love and self-discovery with stunning vulnerability. 2 of the 3 paintings sold before the show closed. Sofia should have been elated, but instead she spiraled. They like the art, not me, she insisted. They like the story I told, but they don't actually know me. You put yourself in those paintings, Maya argued. If they like the paintings, they're seeing you. You don't understand. They had their first real fight that night. Maya, exhausted from weeks of managing Sofia's anxiety, finally snapped. I'm trying to understand, but you won't let me in. You say you love me, but the second things get real, you build walls. Maybe because I know you're going to leave eventually. Sofia shouted back. Everyone does. I'm not everyone. I'm here, aren't I? I've been here through all of this. For now. But what about when you realize I'm too much work? Too broken? Stop telling me what I'm going to feel. Maya was crying now, angry tears. You don't get to decide for me that this is too hard. I get to make that choice. Sofia went quiet, something shifting in her expression. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm doing exactly what I promised not to do. I'm pushing you away. They talked until 3 in the morning, working through it. Sofia admitted her therapist had warned her about this, the pattern of success triggering fear leading to sabotage. Maya admitted she'd been so focused on supporting Sofia that she'd neglected her own needs, building resentment. We need better communication, Maya said. Both of us. I'll try. I promise I'll try. Spring arrived, bringing longer days and the first truly warm weather. Sofia's gallery success led to more commissions, more recognition. She was painting more, but the darkness that haunted her work had shifted into something more nuanced, more hopeful. They were planning a weekend trip to Portland when Elena called. Maya knew immediately from Sofia's expression who it was. She watched Sofia step onto the small balcony, phone pressed to her ear, body language tense. The conversation lasted 10 minutes. When Sofia came back inside, she looked shell-shocked. She's getting married, Sofia said. To the woman she left me for. She wanted to tell me before I saw it on social media. Maya didn't know what to say. How do you feel? I don't know, relieved? Angry, sad? Sofia laughed hollowly. I spent so long being angry at her, waiting for her to apologize, to realize what she'd lost. And now she's happy. She's moving on without a backward glance. You've moved on too, have I? Sofia looked at her. Or have I just been hiding from her with you? The question hurt worse than anything Elena could have said. If that's what you think, Maya said carefully, then we have a bigger problem than your ex getting married. They fought again, not screaming this time, but the quiet kind of fighting that felt more dangerous. Sofia couldn't explain what she was feeling, and Maya couldn't understand why Elena's marriage would shake their relationship. I think I need some space, Sofia finally said. To process this, space, right? Maya grabbed her keys. You know where to find me when you're done processing. She went to Jenna's, crying on her friend's couch while Jenna dispensed wine and wisdom. She's scared, Jenna said. Scared that Elena moving on means she's supposed to as well, but she doesn't know if what she has with you is real or just a reaction to the breakup. It's real, you know that? But does she? 3 days passed. Maya threw herself into work, redesigning a website for a local nonprofit, grateful for the distraction. She didn't reach out to Sofia, determined to let her have the space she'd asked for. On the 4th day, Sofia knocked on her door at 11:47 p.m., the time she used to start playing piano. I'm an idiot, Sofia said as soon as Maya opened the door. Yes. Can I come in? They sat on Maya's couch, maintaining careful distance. I talked to my therapist, Sofia began. Had an emergency session. We worked through why Elena's news hit me so hard. She took a breath. It wasn't about still having feelings for her. It was about realizing that I've been using her as an excuse. As long as I was healing from Elena, I could keep you at arm's length. I could love you, but not all the way, always with an escape route planned. That's a shitty thing to realize about yourself. Yeah, Sofia's voice was small. The thing is, Maya, Elena moving on should free me. Should prove that what we had is really over. But instead, it terrified me because it means I'm out of excuses. If I mess this up with you, it's all on me. It's not because I was damaged by her or not ready. It's just me failing. Or, Maya said quietly, you could choose not to fail. I want to. I want to choose you and us and this terrifying thing we're building. But I need you to understand that I'm going to keep being scared. I'm going to keep second-guessing. And I need you to be patient with that. Maya finally looked at her. I can be patient. But you have to keep choosing me even when you're scared. Especially when you're scared. I will. I am. Sofia moved closer, taking Maya's hands. I love you. Not because you're helping me heal from Elena, not because you're convenient or a distraction, but because you're you kind and patient and real. Because you call me on my shit. Because you make me want to be braver. They kissed. And it felt like a promise renewed. That night, Sofia played the piano in her apartment, not the old song, but a new composition. Something bright and complex that made Maya smile in the dark. Summer came, and with it, changes. Sofia's commission work increased to the point where she could quit her teaching job, focusing on painting full-time. Maya got a promotion, leading a team of designers on a major project. They were both busy, both thriving, and they had to work to make time for each other. They had their first grown-up conversation about the future on a June evening, watching the sunset from their building's roof. I've been thinking, Sofia said, about the fall. My lease is up in September. Maya's heart skipped. Yeah, and I was thinking, would you want to look for a place together? Something with actual walls between rooms, maybe even a dedicated studio space? Are you sure? That's a big step. Sofia turned to face her. I'm sure. I love you. I want to build a life with you. And I'm finally at a point where that doesn't terrify me. Well, she amended, it still terrifies me a little. But it excites me more. They started apartment hunting in July, looking for a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom for sleeping. One for Sofia's studio with good natural light. It became a weekend ritual, viewing places. Imagining their furniture in various spaces. Arguing good-naturedly about whether they needed a bathtub or if a shower was sufficient. They found it in mid-August. A corner unit in a building in Fremont, with huge windows and exposed brick and enough space for both of them to breathe. This is it, Maya said, standing in the empty living room, afternoon light pouring in. This is it, Sofia agreed. They moved in September 1st. Their friends helping carry boxes and furniture up 3 flights of stairs. Sofia's art supplies took up half the moving truck. Maya's meticulously organized belongings filled the rest. The first night in their new apartment, they ordered pizza and sat on the floor surrounded by boxes, exhausted and happy. We did it, Maya said. We have a home. We have a home, Sofia echoed. And in her voice, Maya heard all the things left unsaid, all the fear overcome, all the trust earned. All the love cultivated day by day. The piano, Sofia's battered old upright, sat in the corner of what would become her studio. That night, Sofia played their song, the one she'd been composing that first night Maya heard through the wall. It was finished now, polished, a complete narrative from loss to hope to love, but she was already working on something new. A composition about beginnings, about building something from nothing. About 2 people choosing each other every day. Maya fell asleep that night to the sound of new music, knowing that there would be hard days ahead. Fights and misunderstandings and all the normal challenges of building a life together, but there would also be this music through walls that were theirs now. Shared space and shared dreams. Love that had grown from late-night melodies into something solid and real. October arrived with a chill in the air and golden leaves. Maya and Sofia had been together for nearly a year, though they debated the exact anniversary date. Was it their first coffee date? Their first kiss? The night they said, "I love you"? The day they moved in together? They settled on the night they met in the hallway, when Sofia held the door for Maya, and their eyes met for the first time. Sofia planned an elaborate day brunch at the cafe where they'd had their first real coffee date, a walk through their favorite park, dinner at a French restaurant they'd been saving for a special occasion. But Maya noticed Sofia getting quieter as the day progressed, some anxiety building behind her eyes. At dinner, over wine and coq au vin, Sofia suddenly said, "I need to tell you something." Maya's stomach dropped. "Okay, I've been offered a residency in New York, 3 months at a prestigious art center. It's a huge opportunity, studio space, a stipend, connections to major galleries and curators." Sofia was talking fast, nervous. "It starts in January." "That's amazing," Maya said, and meant it even as her heart sank. "You have to go. I told them I needed to talk to you first, to figure out if we can make it work." "Of course we can make it work. It's only 3 months, but what if I love it? What if opportunities come up that mean staying longer or moving there permanently?" Sofia's voice cracked. "What if this is the beginning of us falling apart?" Maya reached across the table, taking her hand. "Or what if it's the beginning of a new chapter? What if you go and thrive and come back with new ideas and new confidence? What if we prove that we can handle distance because what we have is strong enough? You'd really be okay with it?" "I'd miss you terribly, but I'd also be so proud of you. This is what you've been working toward." Sofia started crying, quiet tears that she wiped away impatiently. "I don't deserve you. You absolutely do." They talked logistics over dessert. Maya could visit, she had vacation time saved. They'd video chat every day. Sofia would come home for a weekend in February if she could swing the flight. "We'll make it work," Maya said firmly. "Because the alternative, you passing up this opportunity and resenting me, that would actually hurt us." Later, in their apartment, Sofia disappeared into her studio. Maya heard drawers opening, rustling paper. When Sofia emerged, she held a small wrapped box. "I had a different plan for this," Sofia said, "but that seems less important now." Inside the box was a keyed brass, clearly not for any current lock. "It's the key to my first studio," Sofia explained. "The one I had in San Diego, before Elena, when I was just starting out and everything felt possible. I've carried it with me ever since, like a talisman of the person I used to be before I got lost." She took Maya's hands. "I want you to have it, because you helped me find that person again. You helped me remember what it feels like to create fearlessly, to love without walls, to imagine a future that isn't just safe but beautiful." Maya was crying now too. "I love you. I love you." And I promise, no matter what happens in New York or anywhere else, I will always choose you. I will always come home to you. They made love slowly, tenderly, mapping each other's bodies like they were memorizing a sacred text. January arrived too fast. Maya took 2 days off work to help Sofia pack, to drive her to the airport, to hold her for too long in the departures area while other travelers flowed around them. 3 months. Sofia whispered against Maya's hair. 3 months. Maya confirmed. The first week was hard. The apartment felt too empty, too quiet. Maya caught herself listening for piano music at 11:47, forgetting for a moment that Sofia was across the country, but they adapted. Video calls became ritual morning coffee together despite the time difference. Sofia showing Maya her new studio space, the other artists in the program, the city she was learning to navigate. Tell me about your day became their nightly prayer. Each of them sharing the small moments that made up their lives. Sofia was thriving. Maya could see it in her face, the way she talked about her work with an enthusiasm that had been missing before. She was painting larger canvases, experimenting with new techniques, collaborating with other artists. I wish you could see these in person, Sofia said one night, showing Maya photos of her latest piece, a massive abstract that incorporated mixed media collage elements, textures Maya had never seen her use before. I wish I could too. Maya visited in February. Taking a long weekend to fly to New York, Sofia met her at the airport, and they fell into each other like they'd been separated for years. Instead of 6 weeks, the city was cold and overwhelming and wonderful. Sofia showed her the studio, introduced her to her fellow residents, a diverse group of painters, sculptors, and installation artists who welcomed Maya warmly. They ate at hole-in-the-wall restaurants, walked through Central Park despite the snow, spent long hours in Sofia's tiny sublet apartment making up for lost time. I've been offered an extension, Sofia said on Maya's last night. Another 3 months. They want me to develop this new series for a show in the fall. Maya felt her stomach drop but kept her voice steady. What do you want to do? I want to say yes. This work is some of the best I've ever done. But I also want to come home to you. To our apartment, our life, then do both. How? Take the extension. I'll fly out once a month. We'll make it work. That's 6 more months of long distance. I know. But Sof, look at what you're creating here. Look at how alive you are. I can wait 6 months. Sofia searched her face. Are you sure? I'm sure. But as Maya flew home, staring out at the dark landscape below, she wondered if she really was. 6 months was a long time. And Sofia was building a life in New York, making connections, finding success. What if she decided not to come back at all? The next 4 months tested them in ways neither had anticipated. In March, Sofia was featured in a group show at a prestigious Chelsea gallery. Maya couldn't make it work, demands and budget constraints. She watched the opening on Instagram, seeing Sofia in a sleek black dress, smiling with critics and collectors, looking like she belonged in that world. In April, Maya's company went through restructuring. She ended up working 60-hour weeks, too exhausted for long video calls, barely able to string sentences together. By the time Sofia's evening came around, they started fighting little things at first. Sofia upset that Maya missed their scheduled call. Maya frustrated that Sofia seemed more excited about her New York life than about coming home. The fights escalated. Maybe this isn't working, Sofia said one night after a particularly brutal argument about Maya's decision to skip Sofia's birthday visit to New York due to a work crisis. What isn't working? Us. This. The distance. Maya felt something break inside her. Are you saying you want to end this? I'm saying I don't know how to do this anymore. I miss you. I hate that we're living separate lives. I hate that when I have good news, you're too tired to celebrate, and when you need support, I'm too far away to help. So come home. I can't. Not yet. My show's in September, and I need to finish this series. Then what are you asking me? Sofia was quiet for a long moment. I don't know. They hung up without resolving anything. Maya cried herself to sleep, wondering if this was how it ended, not with a dramatic breakup, but with a slow dissolution across 3,000 miles. 2 days later, a package arrived. Inside was a painting, one of Sofia's small studies, done in the blues and golds that had become their colors. On the back, Sofia had written, "Every brushstroke is a day until I come home. Every color is a memory of you. Every canvas is a promise that this is temporary. I love you. I'm sorry I'm bad at showing it lately. I'm coming home." Maya called immediately. "The show, I talked to the gallery. We're moving it to November. I'm coming home in 2 weeks. Are you sure? I don't want you to give up. I'm not giving up anything. I'm choosing you. I'm choosing us. I've been so focused on my career, on taking every opportunity, but I almost forgot what matters most." Sofia's voice was thick with tears. "You matter most. Whatever success I find means nothing if I don't have you to share it with. I love you. I love you too. And I'm done being apart." Sofia returned in mid-May, and Maya picked her up from the airport with a sign that read, "Welcome home. Love of my life." They held each other in baggage claim, both crying. Not caring who watched, the apartment had never looked more beautiful than when they walked in together. Sofia's bags dumped just inside the door, both of them too eager to get reacquainted to worry about unpacking. Later, tangled in sheets, Sofia said, "I was scared I'd messed everything up. That asking for so much time apart would break us." "We been," Maya said. "But we didn't break. I'm going to paint you," Sofia announced suddenly. "A whole series. About love and distance and coming home. About how absence made me see you more clearly. Not less." The series took 3 months to complete 5 large canvases that track their relationship from that first night of music through the wall to the long-distance separation to this reunion. Sofia worked obsessively, trying to capture something essential about their love. When the paintings were finished, she invited Maya into the studio to see them. They were breathtaking, raw, and vulnerable, and so full of love that Maya couldn't speak for a moment. "They're for you," Sofia said. "I'll never sell them." "They're yours." The November show in New York was a massive success. Critics praised Sofia's evolution as an artist. 3 galleries offered her representation. She could have asked for anything more: residencies, shows in major cities. A permanent move to New York where the art scene was richer. Instead, she came home to Seattle, to Maya, to the life they were building together. "I don't need New York," she said. "I need you." 2 years after that first night of piano music through the wall, Maya and Sofia stood in their apartment, now decorated with Sofia's art and Maya's design aesthetic. A perfect blend of both their styles. Preparing for a party, they were celebrating the publication of a photo book documenting Sofia's artistic journey, featuring both her work and the story behind it. The introduction was written by Maya, chronicling how love had transformed them both. Friends filled their space: Jenna, Sofia's artist friends, Maya's co-workers, even some of Sofia's family who'd flown up from California. At midnight, when most of the guests had left, Sofia sat down at the piano. "I have something new," she announced to the remaining friends. She played a piece Maya had never heard, complex and beautiful, incorporating elements of that original song but evolved into something entirely new. It was about building a life, about choosing love daily, about 2 people learning to make beautiful music together. When she finished, Sofia turned to Maya. "That's called Through the Wall and Beyond. It's our story." Maya kissed her in front of everyone, not caring about the hoots and cheers from their friends. Later, after everyone had left and they were cleaning up, Sofia found Maya on the balcony, looking out at the city. "What are you thinking about?" Sofia asked, wrapping her arms around Maya from behind. "About that first night I heard you play. How I had no idea that a song through the wall would lead to all this. Do you ever wish you hadn't knocked on my door that day?" "Never, not even during the hard parts." Sofia rested her chin on Maya's shoulder. "There will be more hard parts, I know. I'll probably still panic sometimes. Still have bad days where I'm convinced I'm not good enough for you. I know that too. And you're still here. Always." Maya turned in Sofia's arms. "We're building something worth fighting for. Something worth the hard parts." They stood on the balcony holding each other, listening to the sounds of the city around them. Somewhere in the building, someone was playing music, not Sofia this time, but the continuation of a melody, the way all love stories are just variations on the same theme of 2 people choosing each other. Inside, The piano waited, ready for tomorrow night's session. For all the nights and songs and moments to come, the story that began with music through a wall had become a symphony, sometimes discordant, often beautiful, always evolving. And every night at 11:47, Sofia still sat at the piano, but now Maya was there beside her, turning pages, offering suggestions, being part of the creation instead of just listening through the wall. That's what love was. They'd learned not passive reception, but active participation. Not just hearing the music, but learning to make it together.